Right, we have some big news coming in. India-US seal Predator drone deal. India-US signed 32,000 crore drone deal, purchase of nearly 31 Predator drones. Indeed, a massive boost for India's defense capabilities. India and the United States inking a 32,000 crore deal for the acquisition of 31 Predator drones, along with the establishment of maintenance, repair and overhaul. The facility that's set up in India. This deal will enhance the surveillance capabilities of Indian armed forces. According to reports, total value of the contract could rise to about 34,500 crores. Final price details yet awaited, but 31 drones to be distributed among the Army, Navy, Air Force. The Cabinet Committee on Security, the CCS, all set to give its approval for the purchase. In fact, they gave that approval itself last week. The drones identified as MQ-9B models will be procured under the government. And as we see here, this comes as a massive plus, a big boost to our defense forces, with Shiv Arur giving us more in detail. Shiv, over to you. The big deal between India-US on Predator drones has finally been inked. Give us more on how this boosts our forces.
Nabila, this deal has taken many years to come to fruition, so there is a sense of disbelief that India and US in this government-to-government deal have actually entered into a contract for the supply of 31 MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones to the Indian Armed Forces. Now, the Sea Guardian is a derivative of the legendary Predator drone. Most people refer to these drones as Predators, but these ones are much more advanced. They are tailor-made for specific kinds of missions. Of these 31 drones, Nabila, 16 will go to the Indian Navy and 8 each will go to the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force. So all 3 of them will get versions of these drones. The Navy's version are called Sea Guardian. The Army and Air Force will operate a very similar version, but sort of optimized for overland operations, called a Sky Guardian. Very importantly, these will be India's first armed drones. So these 31 drones, Nabila, are capable of deploying weapons, precision strike bombs and missiles, laser-guided weapons that are capable of conducting airstrike missions on enemy targets. The reason why this deal is so important is because drones of this kind are supplied by the United States to very few countries. There are very few countries that actually operate drones of this kind. Mostly NATO allies or countries like Japan, etc., are ever in the pipeline for drones of this kind. So the fact that the US has supplied drones, albeit at a very high price, an eye-watering price of 32,000 crore, more than 1,000 crore per drone. But that's not the way to actually look at it, because apart from the drones themselves, there's a maintenance, repair and overhaul facility that's being set up in India. There is a component of transfer of technology that will hopefully benefit India's own homegrown drone programs. And there are many other geopolitical benefits as far as the India-US relationship is concerned. As far as these drones themselves, Nabila, these are extremely high-performance drones that can fly for up to 48 hours or more at a stretch, giving the Indian armed forces an incredible, unprecedented capability for round-the-clock surveillance without having to put, humans into harm's way. These are drones that are highly intelligent, that they can be programmed to map large areas, especially across the ocean. And as you know, India has a huge coastline and a huge area of responsibility in the Indian Ocean. And given the many implosions that are taking place around India, the standoff with China, what's happening across the border in Arunachal Pradesh, the Bangladesh meltdown, what's happening between Israel and Palestine and Lebanon and Iran. With all of this means that India's requirement for having this kind of round-the-clock domain awareness, network-centric ability for our military planners to keep an eye on all the domains around us will be more than fulfilled with drones of this kind.
All right, from what I see, Shiv, the deliveries will begin in 4 years, will be completed in 6 years. We also have Shivani Sharma joining us on the phone line to give us a little more clarity on this deal. India-US signing this 32,000 crore deal. And this takes the defense dealings between India and the United States in the last 2 decades to nearly $25 billion, possibly the largest between the two nations. Give us more, Shivani, on the capabilities of this drone and how it's really going to impact and benefit the Indian Defence Forces.
Nabila, definitely this is a big news that has come today, and the CCS had already cleared this last week. And today, the final deal has been signed in the presence of the US and Indian officials. And very soon, we'll also be getting the final price details that has been sealed in the deal for these 31 MQ-9 drones that will be enhancing the surveillance power of our defense forces, including the Indian Navy, the Indian Army, and also the Air Force. Nabila, when we talk of these drones, the Indian Navy has been using two of such drones on different fronts for the surveillance purposes, for the trial purposes. And after that, they had recommended that they need this kind of drone, which is not only for surveillance, but also armed drones that are one of its kind, and they are very much required for India because, the situation in India on the two fronts remains unprecedented, be it on the eastern front or the western front or the big, as Hashiv was mentioning, the vast coastline where we've seen how China keeps flexing its muscles. So now, very soon, we'll be getting the details also of the price of this G2G deal that has been tracked between India and United States. And evidently, it not only gives a big boost to India in terms of its defense power, but also means a lot when it comes to the strategic ties, the bilateral ties between India and United States on the military front too. So this holds a big message also, Nabila, apart from empowering the defense forces of the country. Well, very soon we'll be getting out all the details of these two different deals. One is of the drones, another the MRO facility that will come up in India that will also engage the transfer of technology for more development of such parts, the UAV parts in India on Indian soil.
Shivani, thanks very much. Well, this is certainly the second largest defense deal, we believe, between India and the United States, following the $4.5 billion purchase that happened previously of the 11 C-17 Globemaster III aircraft. So these Predator drones, 32 of them, all set to now be coming to India to be boosting our defense capabilities.